2014 was a huge year in gaming with many excellent games that I still play to this day, but there were also a few missteps. So we're going to talk about our most disappointing games of 2014. And now, I don't necessarily mean these are bad games, okay? Let's keep that in mind. I don't hate this game, my example, but I'm very disappointed. And the answer to that is Destiny. Destiny came from Bungie, and I had huge hopes for it going in. I had the shirt. I wore it all the time. I was ready for this shit. I played as so many different characters. And you know what? For the first month, it was excellent. But after a while, the grind wears on you. And you know, with the newest, do I want to call it a DLC? Expansion pack, The Dark Below. So here's the problem. You can grind and grind and grind and come up with like okay stuff. It doesn't match the stuff that you could buy, which is a terrible thing to do. And I feel like the goalposts keep moving in this game. Like what is the zenith? What is my goal? What am I supposed to do? And it changes. It has like a paradigm shifting move every few months, and I don't like it. Also, the story is terrible.
I agree. That's one of my main points was that the story was confusing and it was awful and almost non-existent at a lot of the parts. I am agreeing with you 100% that Destiny was a huge letdown, and the moment I knew it was there's a moment in the game where you get the sword and you're sitting there like in the temple and you're running around and hitting all the monsters that are coming out, and I'm like, yeah, this is fun, I get this, let's do this, and then it goes away and it never comes back, and I'm like, the rest of this game is a huge letdown.
Well, I think it's a letdown because there's so much potential. The gameplay itself is good, but the story, it's like, what is this convoluted mess? And it's just like, I've seen many fans and like authors on the internet come with much better stories with the lore that they've already presented than what they've done. And it's just like, I don't like how, you know, I feel like I have to kind of pay to win, and I hate that. It kills it for me. And then we have a complete waste of Peter Dinklage, who I think what happened was that no one gave him direction. Because he is a good actor.
I was going to mention that too. And I don't know if he was just playing the character as a robot type of thing, where it was very deadpan and flat, but it just didn't sell at all.
I think no one gave him direction. Like, he was just like, do what? The wizard came from the moon? Okay. I'm curious to know what your most disappointing games were.
Well, I'm definitely with you on Destiny. I actually was excited for it because I thought this was going to be the next Mass Effect for me. I really had a lot of hope for it, and then when I got, you know, basically to the level cap, I stopped. But one of the things I was really
it got raised.
Yeah. Oh, did it?
So I buy some more shit so that you can reach it with all the light.
Well, so back during in March when I was at South by Southwest, there was the rumblings of Telltale doing the Game of Thrones game, and I
haven't played it yet. You've played it?
Yeah, I got it last week. I started playing it. I was really excited for it, and then I'm kind of like, oh. Now this being said, I am not super familiar with Telltale games. I've watched, or I've heard friends talk about Wolf Among Us, and
The Walking Dead one is pretty good.
The Walking Dead is so good.
And I've watched Let's Plays of The Walking Dead, and I really enjoyed it. That being said, I'm kind of halfway through the first part of the Game of Thrones game, and I'm not loving it. I expected a much deeper storyline. I kind of expected better.
It could get better.
It could. I think I had a lot of hype because I love Game of Thrones. It's one of my all-time favorite fantasy properties, and the graphics are really the thing that's killing me. Like,
what?
Yeah, I know, and I'm on a great machine. I built a new gaming machine for myself this year, and it's running everything great. But there's a lot of glitching. There's a lot of like dropouts. There's a lot of like, here's a ham hanging out in the air.
I don't see the problem.
Unless it's in my face, if I can eat the ham. But more than anything, I really wanted a deeper story, and I have been, you know, so far I like the girl story a lot. The first guy that you're introduced to, you know, he's a young squire who has to go on a mission, but I'm just like, everything seems forced, everything seems trite and played through, and I'm not in love with it. But the girl, she's been really interesting so far, and we also get to see King's Landing and a bit of Marjorie through it, which makes me really excited because I love Marjorie. So the one thing I will say that I enjoy is interacting with these well-established characters we know from a completely different point of view has been fun. But really, Telltale, I feel that it was rushed, and the way it was dropped, it was like, we don't know when this is coming out, we don't know when this is coming out. Oh, here it is, guys, it's out. And I'm like,
I think that's just Telltale's way.
Yeah, but I think they tried to push it to get a holiday release, unfortunately. So,
Well, I haven't played it yet, so I can't agree or disagree, but I do have high hopes for that game.
But do play it. I do recommend everyone to play it because my experience is like this, I'd actually like to talk to people who maybe have different experiences.
For me, yes, I have to agree with Destiny, as I was talking about before. Another one on my list was Titanfall. I feel like that was super
Prepare
hyped
for
up.
Titanfall.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
Yep, it just wasn't there for me. Also, I was super excited. I got a Wii U, and I was so excited about it, so pumped, and it came with the Mario Brothers, the newest one for Wii U, and that I think was one of the biggest letdowns because it was just more of the same. And like, I get it, it's the Mario franchise, like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But it was just exactly the same as every other Wii onward Mario game that it was just, there was nothing to it, and I was so disappointed by that.
Are you a big Mario fan?
I am. I've played through like all of them, and it's not necessarily that I'm a fan. It's just like fun for me. Like it's a fun go-to, and so to not be challenged whatsoever by this game and to have it like even the mechanics of the new like power-ups were still very similar to things that we've seen before. It was just very disappointing.
Though one thing I wasn't disappointed in, guys, I'm 127 hours into Dragon Age. And
Oh my God!
Ooh, yeah.
It's so amazing.
Yes, I just beat it on the show, and we're gonna post it. Yeah, I fucking love it.
I know.
You know what was? Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say I haven't been like since Mass Effect 3. I haven't cared this much about a game, and let me tell you how much I love my elf, and she's bald, and she's so hot, and I love her. And
Did you make a female Solus?
I did.
Ugh.
I did. I didn't realize that until I met Solus, and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna romance these two. But she's got cool facial markings, and she's a badass, and she's a dual-wielding rogue, and I love her.
I'm a
good.
knight enchanting.
Ooh.
Knight enchanter human.
Ooh.
Trevelyan.
Fun.
You know what was one of the most surprising games for me of this year was, and I'm not a huge fan of the franchise, but South Park Stick of Truth was an amazing game.
I think it surprised a lot of people.
Yeah, and I was like my friends had it, and I was like, I'm not really a fan of South Park. And they're like, no, you have to watch. So I sat down and watched them play, and I bought it immediately. And I was like, this is like going back to the cartoon Skyrim, and I loved it.
So it's not all bad, audience.
No, yeah,
I mean,
sorry.
as I said, 2014 was a great year in gaming. So many good games. But there were some disappointments. Again, remember, don't hate them, disappointed. How do you feel? Is there any game that disappointed you this year that we didn't mention? Let us know below in the comments, and please be sure to subscribe.